Hello, hello, this is Lolly. I'm so glad you came with me today, and I hope you're having a great week. I want to show you this paper clip I did to look like a pocket watch. So I'm going to first explain everything you're going to need to make it, and then we will give you the instructions. The first thing you're going to need is some gold cardstock. Now this is gold cardstock by Tonic Studios. This is gold poster board from Dollar Tree, and you can see they're pretty close here. So you can choose, you know, your gold cardstock of your choice. The watch face, I decided to make it this sparkly. I think it would make it really look special. And this I got from Cardstock Warehouse. I found them because they carried a specific color of cardstock I wanted, and I have ordered a whole bunch from them. So this is called Diamond Print Glitter Inkjet. So it is glittered paper, but it's very sealed. It does not leak glitter all over your house. And you can print on it in your inkjet printer. Okay, and then you're going to need a clock image. Now here's what I did. The clock is an image I got from Silhouette Studio, and you can use this. I will give you the name for this particular image underneath this video in the supply list. Even if you don't have a Cameo, you don't have to have a Cameo because the software is free. You can purchase the image, you can size it, and you can print it. You don't have to have a Cameo because you're not going to use a machine to cut this unless you want to. Now, if you have a Cameo, you can definitely cut this on your Cameo, or you can do something similar on your Cricut, or if you don't even want to do that, you can use a clock stamp as long as you've got the right size that you want. This is one of the Tim Holtz ones, and these are the Kling stamps here. Okay, and then if you do that, here's the ink that I used, Pink Fresh Detail Black, and I do know that it stamps well on this glitter paper. Okay, so you could do that, and then what I'm using to get mine punched out, I'm using a 1 1/4 inch punch for the watch and a 1 1/2 inch for the big gold piece. Then you need a piece of chain and a jump ring. And here's what I did for this little knob. Now you can do a couple different things if you don't have something like this. This is a really ancient hole punch. I looked through all my punches and said, oh my goodness, I know I can use that handle and just cut a part of it, and I can use that to use the top windy thing. So if you have a little circle punch and then you cut a little stick there, you can just assemble it like that. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is cut this. I'm going to come in here. I need to make room because I can't get this punch all the way in here. This is a 1 1/4 inch punch. And get that centered how I want it. I'm going to use the poster board from the Dollar Tree now and see how that works. So this is, I was testing die cutting on this, and it really has a great effect. So I want 2 of those. Okay, 2 of those. And 2 of these. Actually, it really doesn't matter how far I go because I'm going to trim it. Yeah, this will get trimmed down. You don't want those little bars there. Okay, so get my detail scissors out here. I'm just going to trim this off. And these don't have to match. As long as the top matches, we're good. So I've been seeing some of you are facing a lot of snow right now. I hope you are staying warm and safe, and your furnaces are holding out. Okay, so I am backing these 2 up. These are what I would just call the knobs. If you want, you can take like a stylus tool and make vertical impressions in this, because you know those old knobs, they had a texture to them. Okay, with those glued together, the next thing we need to do is work on this chain. And I have about 3 1/2 to 4 inch chain. I'm going to just twist the jump ring open and insert it on the first complete link. You know, once you start cutting on your chain, you might have a half of a chain on there. So if you're wondering where I get my chain or what size it is, it's just old jewelry that I've repurposed. And now I'm also going to thread this onto the neck of this twisty thing, or what is this called anyway? The part of this, the knob that you twist to tighten or wind your watch. I don't remember what that's called, so if you know, I think it's interesting to find out. Okay, now I'm going to glue this onto my circle. I'm using my grid here. I'm just using my Barely Art glue. This is the original bottle for the Barely Art. It's just that I used it so much the label got really bad, and I ended up just taking it off because it was looking pretty rough. Now we've got that. Make sure that that's free flowing, and I'm going to pinch this. So this is from a challenge for February. I am late. I know I'm behind the time. Ooh, behind the time. Yay, punny. I'm behind the time in getting my February clip done. We have a challenge every month or a theme in Paperclip Art Group. So I hope you can come join, and you need to have been on Facebook for at least a year before we allow you in the group. Okay, so I pinched that. Now all I need is a piece of foam tape for this. I just get a square. If it looks a little big, you can kind of trim the corners down, and it makes it more, it fits the round appearance of this better. Let's get rid of this mess here. Okay, put that foam tape on there, peel that, and make sure you get the 12 at the top. So look for the XII, and that is 12 in Roman numerals, unless you just like a funny, you know, off-kilter clock on purpose, which is perfect to do. So did your grandfather or father used to hold a pocket watch? I think they're so fun. Okay, so now let's get a paper clip out. And all you do, I have a paper clip blank. These are in my shop. Take the single loop and snap that in there. Now, because I'm going to use glue that's going to get messy, I'm going to cover my surface here with this. And I know this is paper, but I want to use one of my older papers. We are going to take the other end of this chain and thread it from this loop right here all the way down above this second little loop. So we're going to start on this loop right there and come all the way around above this little loop there. And then the chain does have a tendency to slide back down, and we don't want that to happen, so we're going to glue that as well. So I'm just going to separate this, make sure I've got a complete loop there. You do need a permanent glue for this, not a hot glue gun, so hot glue will come apart. Let's flip this over and get the Beacon Power Tack out. Watch, I have a whole playlist for you to binge on of paperclip art, which is altered paper clips. Okay, so we're going to put Beacon Power Tack here. Now, if you don't have the patience to let this cure, you can put it around the outside edge and put one dab of hot glue right in the middle, but not where the power tack goes. You don't want to layer your glues and stack your glues. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue right above there. I'm going to glue the chain right to the paper clip, so it doesn't want to come sliding down on me. Now, because I did that, it's really going to take a little while to set up. So let's move this over, bring this back in, and which side you put the chain is up to you. Now you'll notice the difference it makes is when you are putting your paper clip into the paper clip blank, if you want your chain on the right side, when you put your paper clip into the paper clip blank, put it so that this part is on the right. Now this one, I have the paper clip reversed, so that chain will be on the left. Hope that made sense for you. Now I did a longer chain. This is about 3.5 here on this one, and this is about almost 3.5. This is 4 inches, and I think it makes a big difference. So thank you so much for watching, and please hit that subscribe button. I think you're going to love looking at all the content I have. Thank you for watching this tutorial.